What Ecodome does is it meets you and greets you when you first get onto their property. It also operates as a meeting place when you first see their farm. Roots of Change, my Gambrell project, really started with this larger vision of being as interdisciplinary as possible.
Our faculty, who are Gambrell Faculty Fellows, all have specific projects.
The Gambrell Faculty Fellowships were created out of this desire to partner with a local institution that had the resources, the research, the talent to really start asking the questions surrounding economic mobility, social mobility.
They're also really enhanced by this overarching question of grounding it in what does it mean to live a good life here in Charlotte.
The journey with Ecodome started at Columbia University, my alma mater, and this concept that I had, these prototypes, these urban farming prototypes. When I moved to Charlotte, I brought all of the pieces of Ecodome with me. I met Deep Roots CPS Farm at the Uptown Farmers Market.
We're an agricultural business and we are a regenerative farm, and we have practices that we feel support the community. Not just the people for providing local produce, but the ecology and the environment.
Moving from the sort of research phase into the design build phase, all funded through this larger partnership with the Gambrell Foundation, we've been able to then sort of finalize what's already been laid.
I first became connected to this project towards Kyle because I decided to take his studio.
The most challenging part was definitely going from digital to physical, because there's always margins of error.
Ecodome was actually one of the first larger scale pavilion spaces that I conceived with digital fabrication as the tool. We have the latest and greatest technologies here.
Kyle has a style of teaching where he let us make our own choices and all that.
Kyle provided us with a digital file. We created new CNC parts.
The fall 2025 semester came up with a few different concepts as to what would be the ideal planter box for Deep Roots. They were more interested in something that could withstand the heat, the temperature, sometimes the cold. That's when the idea came around that ceramics would be the ideal material to use.
Coming out just a tad.
We came up with this greater narrative for what the planter boxes would be, which are clad with Adinkra symbols, which is really important to the Deep Roots team and to their farm. And the ceramic students are making 20 of these planter boxes, which will be placed on the shelves of Ecodome. The planter boxes themselves, the ceramic planter boxes, they kind of function in their own way. But the story boxes, their intention is to allow people who are visiting to know what the Deep Roots project and the Roots of Change project is all about. We laser cut those custom panels. Some of them are about the family tree of Deep Roots. Some of them are about the history of farming in Mecklenburg County.
The food system, which we are a part of, which this whole farm is a part of, is one of the most essential parts of our community.
Working with the farm was a lot of fun. Deep Roots, just meeting the people, they were just amazing people.
And I wanted that experience, like do something real that wasn't just based on creativity.
And then to have them help us imagine this space as a space of learning, it was a wonderful journey.
I really was inspired by seeing how the students responded to listening to the partners, Cherie and Wisdom.
And we've been talking about future iterations where there's the potential to make a series of these, not only on their properties, but in other places throughout the city.
If we can infuse awe and wonder and cultural significance and historical significance into solutions and new innovative ideas, we're onto something.